Hi, it's Shelley with Strategic Sales Advisors, and welcome back to my channel, Building Sustainable Sales. This year, I'm sharing insights on how business owners can enhance their sales processes, strategies, teams, and systems to drive sustainable growth. And today, we're talking about essential sales metrics that every CEO should track. If you want to make smarter, data driven decisions that drive growth, well, understanding and monitoring the right metrics is critical. So let's talk about the top sales metrics, why they matter, and how to use them effectively. So let's start first with the importance of data driven sales decisions. Making decisions based upon gut feelings or assumptions can only get you to a certain extent. And a lot of times, business owners, especially right at the get go or as they're starting out, will make those gut based decisions, whether that's based upon a little bit of experience in prior roles or just based upon the fact that that's all they know or all the data that they have at the point. We're making those, and that type of information or that type of data can get you started, but it's not going to take you very far. Data driven decisions can give you, especially from a sales perspective, clarity and confidence by highlighting things like what's working and what's not, helping you allocate your resources much more effectively, which financially is really good for you, and then also providing you with measurable insights to refine your sales strategy. So we think about that, let's say you're a manufacturing company. You can use conversion rate data to identify bottlenecks, for example, in your sales funnel. And when you address that issue, that will help you increase your closure rate. And that's one way that you can use tracked data metrics to grow your business or grow your company. I've mentioned that these are the ones I think that every CEO should be tracking currently. And let's go into them a little bit more. And there's four key ones that I want to talk about today. And the first one is conversion rate. And I talk about this a lot in my videos, but it's really important to understand what conversion rate is. It's the percentage of leads that go from prospect to customer, right? Go all the way through your sales funnel and out the other end as a customer. This is going to show you how effective your sales team is at moving business through or potential through your funnel, through your sales funnel. So that's going to give you ability to forecast. It's going to give you ability to understand performance on your sales team. There's other areas that it'll help you with, but conversion rate is really critical that every business owner should be tracking for their business. The second one I want to talk about is customer acquisition cost. Talked about this before as well. Customer acquisition cost is the cost of acquiring a new customer. Easy peasy, right? So knowing this helps you measure the return on investment of your sales and marketing efforts. So you're spending money to get your clients. So is your money spent getting you clients that are valuable or valuable enough for that return? So we want to track that as well. The third one I think that we should be focused on and tracking from a business owner standpoint is customer lifetime value. And this is very simple. Again, how much revenue a customer generates over their lifetime. So if you, for example, have customers that on average stay with you for 2 years, if you're in professional services, for example, what's that lifetime value over the 2 years that they spend with you? And then you can look at it from an operational expenses side. How much are you investing in the work you're doing for them, and what's that return there? What's that lifetime value that they're bringing in and the return on the investment? A high customer lifetime value is relative to your customer acquisition cost. If you look at those two together, that can give you an idea of how healthy your business is. Customer lifetime value as well can give you an idea of your customer success or satisfaction and loyalty from your customers, right? So if you see your customer lifetime value going up because your clients are sticking around longer, that's a great thing, right? That means that your loyalty and customer satisfaction is probably also going up. The fourth one that I think that we should always look at is sales cycle length. And I've talked about this as well. And what this is it's the average time it takes to close a deal. Again, looking at conversion rate, which is the percentage of business that goes from prospect to customer. Cycle length is how long it takes for that customer to go from prospect to customer, right? So shorter cycles mean faster revenue generation. It's financial health for you. It's cash flow. It's all of those different things that you need in a business in order for your business to be successful and thrive. Couple of other ones that I think that you could look at, and I think that some of these are specific to certain types of companies or organizations, but one is quota attainment, right? It's a percentage of your sales team that are meeting their quotas. Hopefully that's 100%, but if not, we need to take a look at that for overall team performance and just make sure that we're tracking that type of thing. And then one that I don't think people talk enough about, because we talk about KPIs, key performance indicators, all the time, right? But one of the other things that you could potentially look at are, what are those daily performance indicators, DPIs? Metrics like calls made, email sent, meetings booked. It's those daily activities that in sales we should be doing in order to generate the revenue, right? Activities will breed new clients. So if we're doing the activities consistently and with quality, then the revenue will follow. So that ability to track day-to-day activity and productivity is something that your sales leader should be tracking for you, but it's something that you should be aware of, just like quota attainment. Each of these different metrics actually gives you really unique insight into your sales team's performance and really your business's performance. And then your overall strategy. Is your strategy moving in the right direction? So let's talk about how these metrics contribute to your sales success. Well, conversion rate, right? A low conversion rate might signal that there's issues with lead qualification or with the sales presentations going on, or demos if you do demos. So if we can improve our conversion rate, it means more revenue with the same number of leads. So we want to get that, right? Again, if we tie conversion rate and customer acquisition cost together, if we are getting if we are closing more of the same number of leads, our acquisition cost is going to go down, right? Let's talk customer acquisition cost. If your acquisition costs are too high, it may be time to adjust things like marketing spend or your sales approach. So if it's costing you more to acquire a customer, we want to get that down to as low a price as possible that you can manage. But if that is exceptionally high, if that is eating up a large percentage of your profit, then we want to get that number down by relooking at what are we doing from a marketing standpoint. Are we so hyper-focused, for example, on paid marketing or things like that we're not getting enough through organic? We don't have maybe the right search terms, or our sales approach is not working with our clients, right? Our conversion rate's not high enough. Again, if we can get that higher, our customer acquisition cost is going to go down. Also, customer lifetime value. So a high customer lifetime value, as I mentioned earlier, means that you're retaining your customers and you're maximizing your revenue opportunities like upselling and cross-selling. And honestly, it just means your customers are happy and satisfied with the work that you're doing for them, whether that's product that you're providing to them or services that you're providing for them. Think about companies and organizations that you go back to consistently. Anybody who's ever heard me speak in the past has heard me talk about my love for Mini Cooper or the Mini Company, simply because of their approach to sales and their approach to customer satisfaction and loyalty, and how they approach their customers. And so I will always be a Mini owner. No matter what, I will have a Mini in the garage in some way, shape, or form. And so that I'm a high customer lifetime value because of the experience that I've had with them, and they enjoy having me as their customer, and I get to experience that. There's transparency there. Finally, let's talk sales cycle length. We want to shorten our sales cycle because it can increase your cash flow and it allow your team to close more deals in less time, right? Again, that will go for your customer acquisition costs, and hopefully that will help you too on your customer lifetime value. Each of these different metrics, right, paints a piece of a larger picture for your business's health and the growth potential. All right, so we're tracking these metrics and that's great. But without benchmarks and goals tied to them, you really won't know what success looks like. So let's talk about setting benchmarks and how you can do it. The first is I want us to look at historical data. So look at past performance in these areas to establish a baseline. So for example, if your customer acquisition cost is $1,000, let's set that as a benchmark and understand that, is that high or low in your industry, or is that high or low in your business? Has it been higher in the past or has it been lower in the past? Let's take a look at historical data. And I mentioned this, but let's research industry standards. So we want to compare your metrics for these things to competitors or industry averages. In the hotel industry, for example, there are metrics around things like RevPAR, which is revenue per available room. If you think about it, a hotel is never 100% sold. Every hotel room in the hotel is never 100% occupied every single night of the year. So revenue per available room is a metric that judges what is the revenue broken out across the entire property. So if your hotel, for example, has 100 rooms and 70 are sold for that night, at $100, you would take that $70,000 and break it out across 100 rooms and get the price there for that of $70. So yes, the price sold was 100, but the revenue per available room was $70. We would look at that and analyze that data. Is that low or high? And then we would look at it from researching industry standards and say, okay, for our competitors in this marketplace, is $70 at the top end or the bottom end of the RevPAR, right? What percentage am I? Am I getting more of the business that's coming into the marketplace, or am I getting less than the business that's coming into the marketplace? Am I getting it at a higher rate, or am I getting it at a lower rate? All these different metrics give us an ability to set benchmarks and then understand how we need to grow from there. And then we want to do things like set SMART goals. We know what SMART means: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So once we've taken and understand the benchmarks, then we want to set goals tied to those benchmarks. So again, for example, let's say your conversion rate is 20% and the average is 25%. You would set a SMART goal to hit that 25% within, the next 90 days or within the next 6 months, depending upon your business. This gives the team clear, attainable targets that they need to go for. All right. So now we've talked goals and benchmarking. Let's make tracking these easier and invest in the right tools. You've heard me say it. I probably say it in every video, but CRM software. Let's find the right tools like Salesforce if you have a very complex sales structure or you have a complex business structure, or things like HubSpot or Pipedrive or Zoho that can automatically track these metrics like conversion rates and sales cycles. You want to investigate when you're looking at a CRM system, what can it track, and is what it tracks for you, is that something that is measurable in your business? So if, for example, you are in let's say you're in lawn care, the lawn care business, right? You have a service-based lawn care company. You want to be able to track what is the monthly lifetime value of a client once they sign up for lawn care. When can we cross-sell and upsell? What is the benchmark around that customer lifetime value? On average, how long does a customer stay with you? Those types of things. And if your CRM system can't track that for you, then you need to find one that does, or you need to figure out within that system, how can you pull that data or work with a company to pull that data for you? Second thing would be then analytics platforms. I talk about this a lot. Things like Google Analytics or Power BI, those types of things. They can help you analyze your customer acquisition costs and other financial metrics. And then again, sales dashboards. So if your CRM software has basic sales dashboards built in, companies like Pipedrive and Zoho and HubSpot have those within them. Having those real-time dashboards will give you the ability to monitor not only your team performance, but just your overall business health and performance. The final piece of this puzzle is really using those metrics to define your sales tactics. So if your sales cycle, for example, is too long, we need to do things like look for inefficiencies in your process. Maybe your team isn't following up quickly enough after submitting proposals or the demos. Or maybe you're getting stuck in discovery for too long because we're not asking the right questions and we're not uncovering things at the right time in order for us to put together effective proposals or to manage objections. If your quota attainment is low, we may need to analyze to see if your targets are unrealistic, or does your team need more support like training or better tools? Are we incentivizing the right behavior with our compensation models? So we want to take a look at those types of things. The key is to treat these types of metrics as a feedback loop. They're going to tell you what's working and what's not, where you need to make improvement so you can make those smarter data-driven decisions. So let's recap everything. Essential sales metrics every CEO should track are conversion rate, customer acquisition cost, customer lifetime value, sales cycle length, those 4 minimum. And then I would add quota attainment through your sales leader, or if you are that, making sure that you are monitoring your sales team's progress in their quota attainment. And then looking at daily performance indicators. The others are kind of KPIs, but daily performance. What activities are getting done? Are they getting done as they need to on a daily basis? Are we sending the emails? Are we scheduling the meetings and the demos? Are we having phone calls with prospects and clients out there? We want to make sure that we are doing all of these different things and we're tracking them efficiently so that we can make smarter decisions, right? If we can make smarter decisions, we can optimize our strategies and we can drive that consistent growth. So I hope you found this video helpful. And if you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more insights. And let me know in the comments this week, which of these metrics are you already tracking? And which do you plan to focus on next? I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching and see you next time on Building Sustainable Sales. Bye for now.